Welcome to the Fishing Magazine television series. This week we take you to Grand Lake of the Cherokees for the finale of the Ranger Mercury Platinum Team Tournament Series. It's a new series of tournaments started by Central Pro-Am this year, and it's proved wildly successful. We'll be right back right after this.
Humidity are both sky high and angling's tough at many lakes. There may be no better fishing spot in America than Oklahoma's Grand Lake of the Cherokees. That's why Central Pro-Am Association has come to Grand for the final event in the inaugural year of the Ranger Mercury Platinum Team Tournament Series. Each of the Platinum Team Tournaments is a freestanding one-day event, but this late July season-ending tournament carries special significance. The winning team at this event will walk away with $5,000 in cash. But there's also more at stake. The team that records the highest total weight for all four tournaments will win this beautiful 2001 Ranger 461 BS and Ranger Trail Trailer. In addition, the team that catches the biggest bass of the year will win a 2001 Mercury 150 EFI outboard. And that means there's plenty at stake. This Grand Lake event is the fourth and final stop for the Platinum Team Tournament anglers, whose season began in late March at Lake of the Ozarks. In that season opener, the team of Butch Still and Lou Treat emerged victorious with a winning weight of 19.45 pounds, fishing black and silver and blue and silver Rattling Rogues. Brothers Gary and Andy Carrier finished second with 17.65 pounds, followed by Bob Harder and John Mooney, Jim and Troy Akins, and Bill Smith and Brad Rice. In April, the Platinum Team circuit journeyed to Table Rock Lake, where Lefty Evans and Marty Conrad outdistanced 127 other teams with a winning weight of 20 pounds. Lynn Luther and Shannon Moody finished second by the slimmest of margins with 19.95 pounds, a difference of less than 1 ounce. Rufus Harris and Larry Herndon finished third with 17.25 pounds, followed by the teams of Randy Barnes and Ronnie Curry and Edwin Evers and Jeff Crete. In June, the site was Missouri's sprawling Truman Lake, where the team of Kurt Evans and Paul Brunson took home the top prize of $4,500 by catching 14.65 pounds of bass. The teams of Bill Dennis and Todd Pyle and Terry Cole and Joe Douglas tied for second with 14.1 pounds, followed by the teams of Alan Batchelor and Fred Lewis, Shannon Harrison and Dennis Dahlke, and Ed May and David Port. As the Platinum Tournament anglers head into the season finale, the favorites to win the Ranger 461 VS are Shannon Moody and Lynn Luther, with a three-tournament total of 46.3 pounds. Although they haven't won, they almost won at Table Rock and had solid performances at Lake of the Ozarks and Truman to secure a 7-pound lead.
I think all in all, this lake is tough and has been tough for the last 3 or 4 weeks, so we've caught a few fish on different spots, and we're going to do a lot of moving around, fishing the jig. We're going to fish a crankbait quite a bit. Texas rigging that gets it, but I think our go-to baits is going to be the crankbait and the gets it. We've got a 7¼ pound lead right now, but with the caliber of fishermen and the quality of fishermen that are in this, that's one bite. So there's nothing safe in this. The Davis boys, Butch Steele and Lou Treat, they're right behind us, and they're exceptional good fishermen. They're more than capable of coming in with a 20-25 pound string. So as far as anything goes, of feeling safe by the lead, as far as I'm concerned, we're starting tomorrow at 0-0.
In second place going into this tournament are Jackie and Jimmy Davis with 39.05 pounds. The Davis brothers have also been consistent throughout the year, posting double-digit weights at every tournament so far.
Being 7 pounds behind, we've got to try to catch bigger fish. Just catching a limit of keepers is not going to win us the tournament nor the boat. There is a tournament, and of course we want to try to win the boat, but the objective here is to win the tournament, and if you do that, then you might have a shot at winning the boat. But you're going to have to go out there and catch a couple big fish to make up the 7-pound deficit that we've got. I really think that some of the guys that live here that's probably going to jackpot this tournament, they're probably still catching fish a lot better than the guys that are coming in from out of town. So I'd say it's going to take probably 18 to 22 pounds to win this tournament.
Right behind the Davises is the team of Shannon Harrison and Dennis Dahlke. They too have not posted a victory, but they rank among the season leaders with consistent showings at every tournament, including a 15-pound outing at Table Rock. Then there's the team of Lou Treat and Butch Still. The two Ranger Boat employees won the season-opening Platinum Team Tournament at Lake of the Ozarks, and they'd be the odds-on favorites to win the Ranger 461 if they hadn't stumbled badly at Truman Lake, where they managed to weigh in only 2.3 pounds.
Our strategy here is just to go fish hard. We know it's been real tough, and we both like the lake. We've done real well on the lake, and we got a lot of places to fish, and I just hope that our strategy pays off of what we're going to do. We're probably going to go throw a big worm Carolina rig, and we're going to fish a jig. Usually this old lake, you know, it produces 4, 4.5, 5 pound average on one-day tournament, but the water conditions and the way things are, I really think it's going to take about a 3 pound average, maybe even a little less.
Finally, there's Joe Bennett, who has both the easiest and the hardest job at this tournament. Easiest because he's already in front of the pack to win the Mercury 150 EFI because he already has the big bass of the year at 7.4 pounds. He also has the hardest job because he has to wait and see if anybody comes in with a Grand Lake lunker to surpass him.
When I caught the big fish, I was throwing this black and blue hour on tube, and I was throwing a 1/4 ounce Joby Pro hook that has a 4/0 hook in it for the larger tube. Obviously, I hope it holds up. Conditions at the Grand right now are extremely tough. I'm catching some good fish. I've seen some 5s and 6s weighed in the last few days, but nothing that has reached the 7.5 range. I'm hoping it holds.
Stay tuned for exciting Grand Lake bass in action. We'll be right back. Bass Fishing My Way. Helpful hints from some of Central Pro-Am's top competitors. One of the entrants in this Platinum Team tournament is Dale Johnston, a veteran Kansas angler who showed the world how to catch summertime bass on Grand Lake with a second-day catch of over 22 pounds at the Grand Pro-Am in 1997. And he did it his way.
I fish the lake a lot, but we've been having a rough stretch here the last 30 days, so I went looking for new fish, and I found some on a tire reef on Thursday morning. And I went in and hit 6 good fish just in a matter of a few minutes, and decided that was probably going to be my backup hole. I was fishing way down lake. And Saturday morning when the tournament started, my fish that were down lake didn't turn on for me, so I went to these other fish and had a limit in 5 casts on Saturday, and was culling from then on. Caught 2 limits. And then Sunday I decided that I was going to stay on that one tire reef no matter what it took. And my fish finally played out about 1 o'clock. I moved over to some adjacent docks and was able to cull out 3 more with those dock fish. Well, I was fishing a white-on-white rattleback jig with a LaRue pork chunk, a plastic chunk, and I was swimming it just underneath the edge of the tires, the bottom edge. And the reason I chose white is that everybody that's been fishing the area has been throwing blacks and blues, browns, and so forth. And so I had to go with something different, you know, because this lake's had a lot of pressure in the last few weeks. But I was just underneath the edge of the tires, and the fish were just absolutely knocking it out of sight.
As the Platinum Team tournament anglers wait for the tournament's 6:30 takeoff, it's obvious there's no set way to prepare for the long, hot day ahead. Some of the teams are eager to get out on the water, while others are taking a more relaxed attitude toward the competition. But either way, all the tournament competitors know it'll be a glorious day to be out on Grand Lake. Lynn Luther and Shannon Moody are one of the first teams out on the water and one of the first to start fishing, partly because they've started less than half a mile from the takeoff at Martin's Landing. Luther and Moody are fishing open water drop-offs in Echo Bay with crankbaits, and it doesn't take long for the action to get started. Fishing open water patterns is one of the best ways to catch bass on Grand Lake in the heat of the summer. Unfortunately, as Luther and Moody are learning, it's also one of the best ways to catch white bass, too. But they aren't discouraged, knowing that they're in the running to drive home with a new Ranger bass boat if they keep on plugging. At the start of the day, the Davis brothers were right behind Luther and Moody in the race for the new Ranger, and they're determined to keep pace. As individuals, the Davises have been fishing Central Pro-Am tournaments for more than a decade, and their record of success is remarkable. Jackie has won 5 Central Pro-Am events, and both Jackie and Jimmy have won Angler of the Year titles. But this morning, it's Jimmy that's having most of the success. And if the boys can keep this up, they're certain to be in the running for the new Ranger and the $5,000 first prize as well. Alan Head and Orlean Smith are formidable anglers as individuals, and they have the ability to win all the marbles as a team. Smith set the bass fishing world on fire in 1995 by winning the Central Pro-Am Angler of the Year title as a rookie. And Head once held the all-time Central Pro-Am tournament record by catching over 45 pounds of bass in 2 days. And guess what? He and Smith are out fishing the same open water brush piles that carried Head to victory at Grand Lake in 1996. So you can count on them to be among the leaders when the day is done. Gary and Andy Carrier are out doing what they do best, fishing productive deep water patterns. Through the years, Gary has become one of the leading anglers on the Central Pro-Am Association tournament trail. And Andy, well, he just has a knack for catching big fish. Together, they're a tough team anytime they're out on the water, primarily because they have the commodity that's in short supply among some tournament anglers: patience. Admittedly, there isn't much going on right now, but the Carriers have confidence the big ones will eventually turn on, and they're prepared to wait as long as it takes to catch them. Rufus Harris and Larry Herndon are the only anglers to fish every regular season tournament Central Pro-Am has ever held. And as if they didn't see enough of each other at those events, they've teamed up together for this one. Today they're fishing shallow running crankbaits around brush piles at the back of Hickory Creek. So far, they're not setting the world on fire with their fishing, but they certainly know when it's time to cool off. Few anglers in mid-America can match the success of Ranger Boat employees Lou Treat and Butch Still. Treat and Still have both won 2 Central Pro-Am tournaments, and in addition, they've joined forces in numerous team tournaments. At the start of the day, they were 3rd in the race for the Ranger 461 VS Bonus Award, and they have a great chance to win it if they can come through with a big catch here. Finally, Treat hooks into the kind of fish that could make that happen. But Treat's been fishing long enough to realize that the big fish he's hooked isn't a bass, but right now he's not exactly sure what it is. Eventually, he finds out. And if this were a drum tournament, he and Still would be the winners, hands down. Oklahomans Alton Wilhoit and Kirk Washburn are both longtime bass tournament regulars, and today they've teamed up for a run at the $5,000 first prize. Unlike other teams who are concentrating on open water patterns, Wilhoit and Washburn are fishing heavy cover near the back of Honey Creek in the belief that there are more big bass shallow than others suspect. But so far, the Grand Lake bass are continuing to frustrate them. Finally, Wilhoit comes through, but they'll need bigger bass than this to be in contention here. When the Platinum Team tournament anglers return to Martin's Landing for the afternoon weigh-in, the team of Al Cash and John Swain is one of the first to weigh in.
Whoa, looky here. Look at here. 17.55 pounds. Mark it. There's your leader right now. Put your hands together. Cash and Swain.
A short time later, the team of Mike Mordecai and John O'Neill comes to the scales.
How many you got, son?
We got 6.
Got 6. They got to bump 17 pounds. Take the lead away from Cash and Swain. They did it. 18.00 pounds. Mark it. New leader again. Mordecai and John O'Neill.
The team of David Jones and Daryl Fannensteel comes in with a solid 6-fish limit, and they're poised to challenge the leaders.
Here we go. 6 fish. Got a limit. Need 18 pounds plus. Got it. Mark it. 19.05 pounds. Put your hands together. New leaders in the tournament.
A short time later, the team of Jimmy and Jackie Davis comes to the scales.
They had, coming into this deal, what place are they in? Second with 39 pounds. How many you got?
We got 6.
6. There's the boat right there.
Well, I sure wish we could pull that home tonight.
Oh, them are keeper bass. Where's that kicker fish?
I really don't know, Ernie.
Well, with big bass is only 5 pounds so far. Here we go. Here we go. 14.25 pounds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a new leader right now for the Ranger Bonus Award. That bass boat right out there is theirs. If it holds up, the team of Jimmy Davis Jr., Jackie Davis. Put your hands together for them.
The team of Shannon Harrison and Dennis Dahlke struggled all day and comes in with only one bass that weighs 3.4 pounds. Then it's the Carrier brothers' turn.
Got the limit with a big old 5-pounder in there. Get on up there. Ain't gonna, well, got close to that 19. Got on back down, settle down. 18 pounds even. Asking ye shall receive. Big as you are, I'm not going to tell you no.
Next is the team of Orleans Smith and Alan Head.
Former Pro Division Angler of the Year and Pro Division Rookie of the Year, Orleans Smith, and down there at, where is that place? McAllister, Oklahoma. Fishing with Alan Head. How many you got? Got 6, you better. 2 of you. New leader? Uh-oh, $5 on the line here. $5,000. Let's see. Why, you didn't get close. Bo? You were such a clean-cut young man before. What's leading this thing? I told you, he's not even close. 18.25 pounds. You're in the hunt for some money. Oh, good job, Orleans Smith, Alan Head.
Next, it's Roger Matthews and Terry Thomas.
Got 5. Evidently got a kicker fish and one away. Oh, yeah, she may break 6 pounds here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. 6.20 pounds. That's a new big bass leader. Donnie, let's get a picture of this one. Call the weight for how many fish? 5. Dadgum. 15 point. Come on, I know it's better than that. 75 pounds. Mark it.
A short time later, the team of Shannon Moody and Lynn Luther comes to the scales.
Here's the guys that were leading it all. That was their boat. How many bass? Oh! There it went. Right there. Davis is leading it right now. 53.05 pounds. Here we go. No kidding around about it. 14.20 pounds. All right, folks, that's your new leader right there in the Ranger Platinum Bonus Award. That's their boat right now. If it holds up, team of Lynn Luther and Shannon Moody.
Finally, it all comes down to the team of John and Wayne Diffie.
Wayne has done extremely well on our Pro-Am Bass Tournament circuit. How come I haven't seen you in them?
Don't fish it.
I had to fight over the holes, is why, Wayne. Stay away from my spots, my spots, my spots. How many bass y'all got, buddy?
We got a limit.
Got a limit there. They got to go over 19 pounds to take that lead away. They may do her. 19.35 pounds. That's a new leader right now in this tournament. John Diffie and Wayne Diffie. First thing we're going to ask is what were you focusing your attentions on? What was your primary interest level as far as structure?
Just gravel bar ledges and brush off.
And what kind of bait were you using?
Throwing a 10-inch great red plate jingleroo worm.
Okay, and were you Carolina rigging it or Texas rigging it?
Texas rigging.
Texas rigging it. How many bass did you catch today?
Called 3 or 4.
3 or 4 beyond the 6, or?
Right. We called 4.
Oh, 4 bass, all right. Did you have a bigger one, or any of the big fish get away from you?
No, we had a good day. We didn't lose no big fish. Just lost 2 fish, I think, but they wasn't nothing any bigger than what we had.
Was there any depth that they were at all the time that you focused on?
The majority of them was about 10 foot deep.
About 10 foot deep. But them little hidden brush piles you only know about.
That's it.
It's official now. John and Wayne Diffie combined to win the Ranger Mercury Platinum Team Tournament finale with a total of 19.35 pounds. Only 5 ounces behind in second place are David Jones and Darrell Fannensteel with 19.05 pounds, with the teams of Alan Head and Orleans Smith, Gary and Andy Carrier, and John O'Neill and Mike Mordica rounding out the top 5. In the rest of the top 10, the teams of Al Cash and John Swain and David Bailey and Tommy Junkins tie for 6th place with 17.3 pounds. Greg Ryan and Brad Johnston are right on their heels with 17.25 pounds, followed by the teams of Jake Weedle and Brent Jones and Dave Barker and Ken Sullivan. As for the special bonus awards, the leaders coming into this tournament go home with the goods. Shannon Moody and Lynn Luther win the Ranger 461 VS going away with a 4-tournament total of 60.5 pounds, while Joe Bennett's 7.4-pound Big Bass holds up as the biggest bass of the year to win the Mercury 150 EFI. We'll be right back.